the unthinkable just happened. In the shadows of the Hormuz choke point, a coordinated strike has bypassed the world's most advanced Aegis shield. Bridge to CIC. Hostile emissions detected. Inside the USS Abraham Lincoln, the silence of the morning is dead. This is no longer a transit, it's a fight for survival. While the world slept, a mixed package of Iranian fire was inches away from sending a $13 billion nuclear carrier to the bottom of the sea. This is the 6-minute window that almost changed history. On the flight deck, yellow shirts sprint between chained Super Hornets and tow tractors, while the massive carrier steams steady through the confined waterway. Escorts hold perfect intervals ahead, and abeam every hull locked in machine-like precision. Then the second alert hits sharper and deadlier. Multiple fast movers painted. Bearing 038, low altitude, high speed. Everything changes in an instant. Is the Aegis shield failing when an Iranian leaker missile gets within 200 meters of a $13 billion nuclear carrier? We have to ask, are US defenses truly invincible? Or did we just witness the most terrifying near-miss in naval history? Inside the Combat Information Center screens that were calm seconds earlier explode with fresh tracks. Tiny hostile symbols streak low over the water, straight off the Iranian coast. These are no civilian vessels, no random traffic. Their speed profile, their altitude, their timing, all scream anti-ship attack. The tactical action officer locks eyes on the display. Confirm track quality. Firming rapidly. Coastal radars active. Multiple emitters lighting up. Voices stay level because training has already taken command. On the bridge, the captain steps to the windows, his face set like steel. Set general quarters, tighten the screen, warn the air wing, combat spread now. The alarm tone floods every passageway and ready room. General quarters. The sound snaps the entire strike group into lethal focus. Deck crews freeze mid-motion, then explode into deliberate action, securing every loose item. Elevators halt. Ordnance teams clear exposed zones. Above them, the combat air patrol banks hard. Lincoln, this is Raider 11. Copy, general quarters. Pushing north sector. Possible inbound anti-ship package developing directly on Abraham Lincoln. One destroyer eases east. Another widens west. The formation draws a steel blade around the carrier. Track count climbs to 6, then 8. Watch standers call out possible mooring clutter. Classify. Low confidence, but the profile is unmistakable. Mixed package of cruise missiles and one-way attack drones screaming toward the carrier axis. This is the nightmare scenario designed to saturate defenses in the tight waters of Hormuz. Lookouts on the island glass the northern horizon through binoculars. Nothing visible yet, only haze and distance. Then Combat Information Center updates again. Tracks accelerating, 8 confirmed, vector locked on carrier axis. The captain speaks once, his voice flat and ice cold. They are coming straight for Lincoln. At 5:44, the first radio challenge blasts across open frequencies. Unidentified airborne contacts approaching United States naval formation in international waters. This is United States Navy warship. Alter course immediately or you will be engaged. Static. No response. A second warning follows with the same deadly silence. Inside, escort destroyers, spy radars lock deeper. Fire control solutions build fast. Electronic warfare teams catalog every Iranian emitter. Search radars, tracking radars, guidance radars. The last illusion of posturing dies. The carrier adjusts speed and rudder just enough to complicate any terminal lock. Flight deck crews feel the subtle shift under their boots and know exactly what it means. The US didn't just defend, they liquidated the source. Now that American missiles have struck Iranian soil in response to this ambush, has the red line been crossed beyond repair? Are we watching the opening shots of World War III? Or the final warning that keeps the world's oil flowing? Visual contact. A lookout screams from the island. Low over the water, north sector. Heads snap around. Dark shapes skim the surface using the sea as cover where dawn light still fights to break through. In combat information center, ranges collapse. 60 miles. 58. 55. The air controller vectors the combat air patrol forward, but this fight now belongs to the surface escorts. Too close. Too fast, too low. This is the moment the destroyers were built for. Vertical launch cells ripple open. At 0545, the sky north of USS Abraham Lincoln turns from dawn to full combat. The Eastern escort fires first. Standard missiles punch skyward in blazing white columns. 3 seconds later, the Western escort joins, creating a lethal crossing basket over the strait. Nobody mistakes these launches for warnings. This is the first defensive wall. Splash expected in 12 seconds. Track 132 still hot. The lead destroyer combat information center becomes a storm of symbols vectors and shrinking ranges. 8 confirmed hostiles skim low. At least 2 more hide in surface clutter. Some cruise, some slower weaving drones transmitting targeting pulses. Mixed package exactly engineered to overwhelm. The first American interceptor goes terminal. From Abraham Lincoln flight deck, crews watch a white flash bloom on the horizon, followed by orange fragments scattering across the sea. First splash, 1 down, no cheers, no pause. Track 132 still inbound. Second shooter, commit. Another missile screams out, arcs high, then dives. Second splash. For a heartbeat, it looks textbook. Then new contacts appear bearing 029. Slower, different axis. The controller voice tightens. This is not one wave. The first was the probe. The second is the killer. On Abraham Lincoln, the general quarters tone has faded, but the ship still pulses inside it. Deck tractors lock down. Ordnance teams huddle behind steel. Air crews listen to the unfolding fight through internal comms, while dull concussions of launches shake the hull. The combat air patrol turns north again, hunting launch platforms. Raider 11 Tally heat blooms on shoreline. Possible support. Hold outer screen. Do not enter ship basket. The airspace fills with American interceptors and electronic noise. One mistake could turn friendly aircraft into collateral. Surface ships carry the burden, Eastern escort jams, hostile seekers. Deception packages activate, some tracks wobble and drift, others ignore everything. Track 141 unaffected, still inbound fast. Engage, engage. Another pair of interceptors roar away. The destroyer hull shudders with each shot. Topside sailors feel every percussion through boots and bulkheads. In the narrow confines of Hormuz, every launch echoes like thunder. The third kill detonates high. The fourth is the one burned into memory. It slips the outer envelope masked by sea clutter, then reappears crossing straight at the carrier. Leaker, leaker. Track 141, inside close basket. Sailors on exposed positions freeze. A dark shape, knifes above the waves, too low, too fast, too close. The nearest escort spins its clothes and weapon system alive. The roar is pure mechanical fury. Tracers rip across the haze. The threat jinks once, then vanishes in sparks and debris less than 200 meters from the carrier bow. Fragments slap the water in a deadly line. Leaker destroyed. Debris splash confirmed. The carrier stays untouched, but relief lasts only seconds. New slower offset tracks form behind the wreckage. This was never the main strike. It was the opening move. 5:52 local time. The second wave reveals the true Iranian plan. Deliberate, slower, smarter, designed to split the screen and drive a blade into the carrier. 5 confirmed, possibly 7. Mixed profiles. 2 fast, 3 subsonic, 1 intermittent flickering in clutter, acting as decoy or relay. Abraham Lincoln flight deck goes completely still. Crews crouch behind any steel cover. Aircraft sit frozen wings folded. The giant deck becomes a silent waiting platform. The carrier eases into a measured turn, denying perfect geometry. Escorts tighten. Track 150 assessed, carrier bound. The Eastern destroyer commits again. Interceptors climb hard. Above, Raider 11 and Wingman push north, hunting the launch chain. Hunt the hand guiding the fist. Timing turns brutal. 1 inbound drifts harmless under jamming. Another dies clean at range. But the third drops into radar blind zone, then reappears knifing across the bow. Contact low port bow. An escort close-in weapon system tears the air apart. Tracers cut low. The missile holds, then shatters in flaming fragments, skipping across the sea less than a mile from Abraham Lincoln, forward arc. The concussion slams the carrier hull. Not a hit, but close enough that every sailor knows exactly what a direct impact would have done. Track 150 destroyed. No celebration. Another track appears higher, descending hard. Track 153 primary. Western destroyer engages. First shot misses on late jink. Second catches it blowing the threat into pale orange fire off the starboard quarter. Debris rains behind the carrier. Damage control teams stand pre-staged, helmets on gear, ready, proving the crew never assumes invincibility, only preparation. 5:58. The airborne controller catches the break. Multiple launch signatures fixed, coastal missile site, and offshore support element. Coordinates streaming. The strike group flips from pure defense to lethal offense. Authorize immediate counter-response. Fighters retasked to hunter-killer. Raider 11 copies strike tasking. Priority coastal emitter. Confirm hostile link. Below, escorts stay tight, scanning for final leakers. At 0602, strike fighters cross the push line. Sensors paint heat blooms, frantic radar spikes, and vehicle movement ashore. Somebody on the Iranian coast is desperately trying to hide launchers before Babak arrives. Too late. Target emitter confirmed, cleared hot. Precision-guided ordnance separates clean. Impact. Sharp bloom, then massive secondary explosion, stored munitions cooking off. Good hit. Repeat, good hit. A second strike shreds the mobile radar element attempting to flee. Road erupts in dust, flame, and twisted metal. Then the offshore support node lights up one final time. Surface contact re-emitting. Confirmed hostile. Engage. An escort destroyer answers with surgical precision. The contact vanishes. By 0609, Iranian emissions drop one by one. Search radars go dark. Guidance fades. Surface elements turn away. The coordinated kill chain that nearly reached Abraham Lincoln lies broken in real time. On the bridge, the captain issues the next order in the same calm voice. Maintain alert posture. Continue transit. The carrier was attacked in international waters. The strike group answered with overwhelming force. And now, instead of turning back, it presses forward through the strait. Right now, pause this report and tell me in the comments. With Iran launching this direct assault on a United States carrier strike group in the Strait of Hormuz, do you believe this marks the start of a wider naval war across key choke points? Or will the United States response force Tehran to back down? Your thoughts matter because the world is watching every move. 6:16 local time. The picture stabilizes. Hostile support contacts disappear. Iranian surface elements open distance. A helicopter lifts from an escort, sweeping debris fields, and burn marks on the sea, where close intercepts turned threats to scrap. No survivors, no new threats. A Hawkeye orbits high, watching the coast like a steel lid on a pressure cooker. The carrier bridge stays quiet, no victory speeches, only calm checks. Formation intact, air wing operational, no damage to carrier, continue transit. That order carries the full weight of the moment. Iran tried to turn the Strait of Hormuz into a kill box for an American aircraft carrier. They came with speed, layered waves, and real intent. They got close enough for sailors to feel the shock through the hull. But the United States Navy absorbed the blow, killed the follow-on, and struck the source with precision violence. By 06:22, full daylight floods the water. The violence of those 20 minutes feels surreal against the calm sea. Yet the evidence remains: spent launch cells, scorched shoreline, and a carrier still forging ahead. Escorts hold tight, aircraft cycle overhead. The strike group resumes exactly what Iran tried to stop: lawful transit under American control. Iran attacked USS Abraham Lincoln in Hormuz. For a few desperate minutes, the threat was deadly serious. But serious is not successful. They opened with everything they had. The United States Navy absorbed it, found the source, and answered instantly. By the time the strait fully woke, the message was clear across the waves, in debris silence and a carrier still moving forward. They tried to sink an American carrier. They only handed the United States a perfect target. With this brazen Iranian strike on United States naval forces in the Strait of Hormuz, and the rapid, overwhelming American counterstrike, do you think escalation to full conflict is now inevitable? Or has the United States just sent a message that will keep the choke point open for years to come? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Click subscribe now. Don't miss a single moment of this historic journey. Your time is valuable. We promise analyses as sharp as reality itself. Stay vigilant, stay informed. We'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer. This video contains content generated or supported in whole or in part by artificial intelligence. This material is intended solely for simulation, illustration, and entertainment purposes. It does not represent real-world events, nor does it constitute political or military advice or verified information. Certain elements may be fictional, dramatized, or inaccurate. Viewers should not rely on this video as a credible source of information or as a basis for real-world decision-making.